Hi everyone, Stacy Whiter here on behalf of Campus Mortgage with a three-part video series on occupancy requirements for VA loans. Now just a quick reminder before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only and should not be considered legal advice or used in place of VA guidelines. Also, this video was issued on October 30th, 2018, and the information contained in this video is subject to change without notice. VA requires that a veteran obtaining a VA guaranteed loan to certify that he or she intends to personally occupy the property as his or her home. Now let's take a look at the basic occupancy requirements. The veteran must either personally live in the property as his or her home or intend upon completion of the loan and acquisition of the home to personally move into the property, use it as their primary home in a reasonable time. Now, a little bit later in the video, we'll discuss the definition of reasonable time. But first, let's talk about the exception to occupancy. So the only exception to this basic requirement is when the veteran is doing an IRL, an interest rate reduction refinancing loan. So in this case, the veteran need only certify that he or she has previously occupied the property as his or her home. Now, an example may be the veteran is living in a home that was purchased with a VA loan, is then transferred to an overseas duty station. And let's say they are applying to do the IRL on that home. That's okay if the veteran rents out that property, even though they are overseas and not currently living in the property. They still meet the occupancy requirements under the interest rate reduction refinancing loan. So that would be an exception there. So what is reasonable time? What does VA consider reasonable time? It is occupancy within 60 days after the loan closing. If more than 60 days are needed, so the veteran is saying, hey, I may be able to, or I'll be occupying it within 65 days or 70 days or 90 days, the following conditions must be met. The veteran will certify that he or she will personally occupy the property on a specific date, and a particular future event exists that will make it possible for the veteran to personally occupy the home on that specific date. So if it's going to be beyond 60 days, the veteran is going to have to prove or document that they will actually be able to occupy the property, and so some sort of documentation that validates that. Maybe they're going to be home from an overseas deployment, or they got orders to move to a different location. Those, of course, would all be reasonable documentation. Now, occupancy beyond 12 months of closing is generally not considered reasonable by VA. So they give you kind of that time frame there. 60 days is ideal. If it's more than 60 days, you have to document special circumstance, but anything more than 12 months is probably not going to be accepted by the VA. All right, that concludes part 1 of this 3-part video series. Make sure you check out part 2 and 3 where we go into some more occupancy requirements. Thanks so much for watching. For more tips and videos, please visit campusmortgage.org to look for your weekly mortgage video tips designed for all mortgage professionals, including underwriters, loan officers, processors, closers, and post-closers. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.